Hi, this is Matt from tracingmatt.co.uk, and this is the brand new O2 Cocoon. As you can see, the device comes in this rather attractive white box, which is very thin. And if we open up the one end, which is secured by a magnet, and have a look inside, find the device itself. It's a small white oval device. We'll look at that in more detail in just a moment. Underneath we find a battery. Capacity isn't printed or disclosed on the battery itself, but a drawer with all the accessories. First of all, we have a charger with adapters for various nationalities. That's a UK one. On the top has a USB socket. There's also an adapter for other European countries there. They also have USB cable with a bespoke connector. That's for sync and charge. And we have a small docking unit, and our device sits in there. And it has connectors on the back. Two in fact, one for charging and the other one is for headphones and FM aerial. Also there is a connector for standard headphones. I'll come back to that in just a moment. There's another cable here with connector on one end and nothing on the other end. This is in actual fact, this is an FM aerial, and this connects up to the nest to provide an FM aerial for the device when docked. Also in the box is an adapter, which is two headphones into one socket, so that two people can actually listen to MP3s on the device. There's also a cable with connector on one end, socket on the other, and that's a 3.5mm jack socket, and that's an inline microphone. This is so that you can use the device with any headphones and still use it for voice calls as a headset. We like that. Being able to use our own headphones is a pretty good idea. However, it does come with some headphones, and they do look quite good. They look much better than the average style headphones. And these look very similar to the Sony in-ear headphones. Also you have manual, warranty statement, and a CD with some PC sync software. So we'll just move this out of the way and we'll actually have a look at the device itself now. It's a clamshell design. The device itself is actually made by Pantech, and specification includes 2 megapixel autofocus camera, a built-in 2 GB of memory for storing your MP3s and so on. The LCD is a 2.1 inch 243/20 display. It's 3G HSDPA, built-in web browser and email. It's actually a bespoke operating system, not Windows Mobile or Symbian. And the device, including battery, weighs 114 grams. Also nice about this device, it includes an FM radio, which is becoming more common now. This has actually got an FM radio with RDS. So if we take a look around the device, you see on the exterior of the device we have a number of controls for the MP3. You have a button lock, an FM button, and play, skip back and skip forward buttons. And there's also a speaker on the outside, on both sides, for stereo playback if you haven't got your headphones connected. There's a socket for your headphone. It's a battery release button and a slot for micro SD with a small rubber cover over it. So you can expand the 2 GB of internal memory and supplement that with up to 2 GB of micro SD. As we mentioned before, there's a camera on the outside. This scroll wheel on top here is actually your volume control. On the inside, as I say, we have a standard T9 arrangement keyboard. There's a jog control, soft keys and the red and green phone buttons. If we just flip the device over and remove the cover, this is your battery compartment and where the SIM card goes. So if we just place the battery in, put the cover back on, and so if we just power the device on, what I will show you is on the outside there's an LED display that actually shines through the case, and this is used. So I'll show you that again. This is used to display the time. In this case, when you're playing MP3s, it will actually show you the track listing as it's playing through, and also if you receive a text message or a phone call, it will display the number or the name on the outside. It's a really nice feature. On the inside, you'll find a reasonable size display, 2.1 inch. It's as I say, 240 320. It's quite well lit. The operating system, as I mentioned earlier, is bespoke, so it will take some getting used to. It's obviously not going to be familiar. There is media player controls, a profile selection screen, message composition, phone book, and so on, which we haven't had much of an opportunity to play with this at the moment, so we'll let you know what that's like. And I mentioned before, it will sit in the docking station, if you get it around the right way. It sits in the docking cradle. The idea being that you can actually sit this nest on your bedside table, and that the whole unit will perform as a clock radio and display the time, obviously, and wake you up in the morning with either radio or MP3s. So it's quite a nice little device. The case isn't overly shiny, which is quite a good thing, and a number of the white case devices are coming out rather shiny, which seem to be a bit of a magnet for fingerprints. A drawback I can see at the moment is it not being a standard recognised operating system, so things like ActiveSync, which is obviously native to Windows Mobile, or Device Sync or something like that with Symbian, will obviously not work with this, and we're not sure how strong the email and web browser client will be, but we'll have a look at that later too, and we'll have a review online shortly.